Hate to see it botched? Here's the best bits, a Botching It Up podcast short clip.
More importantly, we'll be doing full rundowns of the first nights of NXT Great American Bash and AEW.
The new Wednesday Night Wars.
Something like that. All 600,000 viewers of them.
Mate, I mean, a lot of wrestling fans are really keen about this war. I mean, I don't give it any attention, but I see online people are comparing the viewing figures every week.
I think they want the war. I think that's what it is. They're desperately trying to revisit the heyday that wasn't around when they were 15.
Sure.
They're desperately trying to recreate something that's already happened and will never be recreated.
The thing is, it's impossible, because if you're a big fan, you're going to watch both shows. Whereas in the early 90s, unless you were rich enough to have, what's it called, TVR in America, you could only watch one show.
Yeah, and I think it also appeals to the popularity of wrestling in general, I think, because you don't have the casuals watching the flicking between the two channels, watching the wrestling to see which one's better. Because as you said, any actual wrestling fan will be watching both, and they'll be keeping one on tape or whatever, and then watching it at a later date. Whereas back then, I feel like a lot of the millions of viewers, a lot of them were people that didn't give a toss what they were missing on the other channel.
Exactly. Very true. The real interesting poll, it'd be impossible to do. I don't know how we would do it. It'd be really interesting to see what hardcore fans watch first. Because I know every week I watch AEW first, and then I watch NXT.
I watch NXT first, and then I watch AEW, but not because I prefer NXT. I actually keep AEW until the end of the week because I enjoy watching it on my days off.
Oh, so you've just ruined my poll already. It's not a proper study then, is it?
I guess you can put me in the pile of watching AEW first. If you're talking excitement and wanting to see the show, I watch AEW first.
That'd be interesting to know, because I think that says more than just individual viewing figures. Because I
don't understand why this is even a fight, because if you like AEW, like NXT, I like both of them. They're the only shows that keep me doing this podcast and watching wrestling weekly. If it was just Raw and SmackDown, I wouldn't bother.
Exactly. I feel like there would be more of a fight if it was AEW versus, if it was Dynamite versus SmackDown.
Yeah.
There's be a different clash in styles, whereas NXT caters for the exact same audience that are watching Dynamite.
Yeah, well, exactly. There's no such thing as a Wednesday Night War. You can call somebody an AEW mark on Twitter, or say that they're an old person for liking NXT, but they're the same fan. What would be a real test is if one of these two programs went up against something that everybody hates.
And you know what? I truly believe the time when AEW goes up against WWE is sooner than what we believed a year ago. Not next year, but I reckon it's coming sooner than we thought.
I have to admit, AEW are making massive gains. I remember talking to this with you a year or so ago, and I was like, I don't know how long they're going to last with what they're doing or how much money that's behind them. It's now quite clear that they've got a lot of money behind them. They listen to the fans continually, and there's slow growth going on. They're getting a video game. Their action figures are going to be in stores for Christmas. And the action figures, you may laugh, but that's a massive thing.
Oh, of course it is.
That's opening up to a whole new generation of potential viewers.
Because a lot of people only know WWE exists because of action figures in Tesco's and video games.
And now they're going for both. So eventually they're going to be... And not only is it just getting your video games and your toys out there, but it's also quality of product. I'm not a video game guy, and I don't think you are particularly, but everybody's heard the woes of what WWE's video game products have become, whereas AEW's for nerds and made by nerds, so they're putting their best effort into making a great video game. So they're pro WWE out of the water.
I'm not a huge video game guy, but ever since I was a kid, I've always played wrestling video games. So I get somewhat of a nostalgia kick, and I buy them every year. So WWE is guaranteed to get 30, 40 quid, whatever, off me every year. It has been that since I was like 8 years old. and mainly because of nostalgia. Because, like you said, the games are pretty crap. Nothing changes from year to year. And Kenny Omega has come out saying not only are they getting a game, but he wants, because he's a gamer himself, a hardcore gamer, like tournaments and shit. He wants it to be a great game, not only on par but better than anything that 2K are producing. And I don't think they've got it, but they tried to buy the rights to the No Mercy video game, considered the best wrestling video game ever made.
Oh, I heard that they're trying to work with the same team
It's the
or
same
something.
team, but they can't get the rights to the engine of the game.
The video game cannot be understated how important this is. The WK20, WWE 2K20 game was so broken. I've read horror stories about it and how the team had 6 months to work with no funds or whatever. It came out in November and they were selling it for 15 quid in game at Christmas.
Yeah.
Now they've tried, they realize they can't possibly get a game out, so they've gone for like a cartoony animated Wii level video game that my girlfriend walked into the room, saw the advert off and said, what the fuck is that? You know, because it looks like a PS2 video game.
It's on Rush Hour vibes. Like,
yeah. And it's quite obviously been thrown together in a couple of months.
Yeah, it's just desperation to get a game out there just to continue revenue stream.
And meanwhile, AEW are actually building a good game, which is a lot better, a lot more important than just getting a game out. So when that comes out, I think that WWE is going to underestimate that the gaming industry is a force to be reckoned with, because video game fans will pick up a video game if they're told worldwide it's good. If AEW knock this out of the park, suddenly there's thousands and thousands of people who don't watch AEW or even watch wrestling who are buying this video game. I don't know about you, but my very first memory of wrestling was my nan buying me WWE SmackDown on PlayStation. That's how I
haven't hit the nail on the head. How many millions, and I reckon it's in the millions, of video gamers are out there that buy the 2K series and they don't ever watch a single episode of Raw SmackDown.
Yeah.
Just play the games, because wrestling video games have a very different feel to watching wrestling. So it appeals to a wider, like hardcore wrestling fans like you and me that will pick up the game because we like the people that are on it, but also gamers who like the arcade style of fighting.
I think this is a hell of an opportunity, and if they don't mess it up, this could revolutionize what AEW are, and they could finally be a really, actually serious threat to WWE in the coming years.
Like, share, and subscribe to keep it botched up, brother.